Hey folks, welcome back to Meeting On and the stunning Miss Lady Pop Hunter, having a conversation, sharing it with you about Funko Pops, of all things. Funko Pops, we haven't talked about them in a while.
Yay!
Yeah, and usually when I do, I'm being kind of critical because they're probably, of all the companies out there producing anything for the adult market, the biggest contributors to an artificial demand market. They're the kings of artificial demand and hype and stuff like that. And it's frustrating. It can be real frustrating. And we actually fell out of collecting pops for a long time.
Yeah, like 2 years.
Yeah, pretty much. Where she wasn't buying them, I wasn't buying them, and we had a lot of pops. We still have a lot. We still have a
Yeah, he got rid of a lot of his. I didn't get rid of any.
Yeah, I sold and traded a few of mine, and I still have a bunch. She's got a lot more than I do.
Yeah.
But, like I said, I've been critical of Funko in the past, and it's not an attack on the product itself, but the way it's presented and some other things with the company and how they handle things that gets under your skin. And you've probably seen some of those discussions before.
Yeah.
So to talk about Funko in kind of a good light is a bit of a twist for us, because this isn't one of those channels, and you know the ones, and I actually had somebody talking about it in the comment section once before, say thank you guys for not pulling any punches when you talk about things. Nobody's paying me to talk. I wish they would, and I would still be a pain in the butt.
Oh God,
because
no, he
I
won't.
don't want to do that. I'd rather be honest and give an honest opinion, or give an honest perspective based on my own experiences in dealing with toys for decades now myself. And instead of, because the channels, they're the ones that cut frame all over the place, and like they can't string a sentence together, or every little toy they get, they gush. You mail them a Happy Meal prize, and they're like, this is the best toy I've ever seen in my life. I think I'm going to faint. Oh, God. You know the channels. Come on.
That's not why we're here. You're slamming on people.
Yeah, I didn't name anybody.
Yeah, but
Because
still.
they know who I'm talking about. They know who I'm talking about.
That is
But
so rude.
Funko, yeah, I can be rude. But Funko, I'll own that, has taken a turn recently.
Yeah.
And we're actually a little surprised.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, Funko, just here I go. Your fans, your fanatics on your fan pages and stuff have been telling you to do this for years, and you've ignored them. But now suddenly they're doing it. So okay, they're doing it. That's great. They're dipping into the nostalgia.
Yeah, they're doing this. They got their retro toys line,
which we've shown the last couple of
yeah.
weekly roundups.
And then this year, 2020,
yes,
I've actually got back to buying Pops.
After almost a 2-year hiatus.
Yeah, because, I was just done. They weren't putting out any, well, I was going to say new. They put out new product, but they wasn't putting out any.
Tons of new products.
Yeah, any products that I liked.
Yeah.
And I'm not like some people, they buy everything, or they watch everything, so they buy everything.
Yeah.
And I don't do that. So this year in 2020, they seem to have come out with a lot of stuff. They went back to Disney as far as Mickey Mouse. They went
core Disney, not just whatever Disney movie happens along, but
yeah. They went back to Nightmare Before Christmas. They did the dinosaurs, and some other ones.
They went back to the Simpsons.
Yeah, they went back to the Simpsons. Now they got the McDonald's.
And that's what sparked me off, because I haven't, as like I said, neither of us have been buying the Funkos for a long time. We show them in the weekly roundup because it ties in with adult collecting. We show them as part of the vinyls that are coming out, and every week. And Funko releases tons and tons of stuff. They never stop, and a lot of the stuff they put out, it's like, did you really need to make a figure for this? And then the McDonald's set came out.
He was all happy.
I was like,
sleep.
There you go. I could sleep.
You couldn't. Because you was thinking about, oh God, are they going to make a flop grimace?
They probably will. They need to make Uncle Grimacy. Just
See,
saying.
that's all he
But
talked about.
where's the professor? Where's the pirate? Did they do the pirate?
I don't know.
I'm confused
They
now.
didn't do Charmed.
No, they don't need to do Charmed.
Hmm.
That does not need to happen. Quit saying it before the Funko gnomes come out from under the bridge and
Whatever.
start.
I've been saying it for years, and it's still no
It'll
Charmed.
happen. Well, I don't know. They might have made Charmed, and we just don't realize.
Uh,
But they had the 5-pack, which you can just forget that. You're not going to find it.
it's on eBay.
Oh, I bet it is.
I didn't look it up to see how much it's going for
lot.
either. But I didn't want that
The 5-pack
because I
is-
don't like the 5 character. You know, in
It
one,
makes it easier space-wise.
box.
But the 5-pack's available only from, or was available only from the McDonald's website. You can forget it. It was available individually. That's good enough.
Yeah.
They had promised it a couple of years back and never did it, and then now it's approved.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? This is the first time in a couple of years Funko put out a set. I think I'm actually going to get this.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's a welcome change because you can tell that they were trying new things to see what would stick. They did the pins, the fig pins or whatever, the pins,
Yeah.
the socks, the necklace. They did the
Lanyards.
lanyards. They did the soda cans.
Yeah, the soda cans, and I think that's a fad. You know, I know somebody's
Yeah.
going to get mad at me, but that's generating interest based on the fact that you cannot see the chase that's inside.
Yeah.
I've heard of people buying whole cases, and I brought this up before
Oh wow.
when the soda cans first came out, and people were asking me, "What do you think about this?" And it's like, people are buying whole cases to find that chase, and then they don't care about the rest of them. And that's going to get to be a problem after a while.
Yeah, and then they came out with now they're starting to come out with the retro
They
line.
did the 5-star. That
Well, yeah,
didn't
they did
work.
5-star.
Yeah.
They did lunch boxes, and now they're doing the retro where they're reaching back to some old TV shows, cartoons, or whatever movies, and they're putting it out, and they're actually changing the molds because
Popples and
Popples.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Mr.
They did
Potato
a
Head,
new Turtles where they actually changed the molds.
movie Turtles.
They put them in different poses. So, it's something different.
Yeah.
And it's actually refreshing, and I think it's going to help them turn a corner, hopefully. Because I honestly thought Funko would be gone by now.
A lot of people have.
A lot of people
have.
did because of their business practices and what they were doing and the products that they were putting out. And
Yeah, and it doesn't change. You
Yeah.
get a whole wall of Funko Pops, and it all looks the same. And the boxes are the same. The figures look the same. The difference between a chase and a regular figure is a splash of paint.
Yeah.
And people were getting tired of it. And it's
Yeah.
like, God, what they really want, what most adult collectors really want, is something that reminds them of their childhood.
Mm-hmm. And now with the retro line again, they're doing that, and I think it's I hope they stick with it.
Yeah. And
I hope they stick with it.
advertising, the McDonald's
ad
ties in with the ad
icons,
icons. But
yeah.
that's still big nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
That's not something that's really new. Those are figures that are long established in advertising history.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, yeah, the McDonald's figures coming out, that's a big hit. We grew up during the era of when McDonald's was a child-oriented restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
The whole appeal, that's why there were McDonald Land characters, that's why there was a Ronald. That's where Burger King came from when they were trying to. Once upon a time, Burger King was a whole crew, just like McDonald's had a crew.
And you can join the
in the
Burger King
commercials.
club.
Yeah, and that was a big thing, was to draw the kids in. Parents bring your kids, they'll have a good time.
And they have birthday party.
And McDonald's had many of them had an actual playground
Yeah.
connected to the McDonald's outside, not an indoor play space, an outdoor playground.
It was outside.
And that all went away.
Yeah.
That all went away, especially with the popularity of Starbucks. And McDonald's was like, oh, let's try to be Starbucks. And then they started putting copper on the building, and they made a big cafe with their crappy coffee.
Yeah, they put the playset inside, and you don't have any more of the you had the Grimace. Well, no, it was the birdie. The birdie that you can ride on. And then you had the jailhouse. You had the slides and the...
And who remembers when there were, inside the McDonald's, there were high chairs There was McDonald themed high chairs with the characters on them and character themed serving trays, and they used to give you a crown and a hand puppet and stuff. That's all gone.
Yeah.
But we remember it, and we think back to our childhoods when going to a place like that was fun. It was cool.
Yeah.
You looked forward to it. Now the inside of a McDonald's looks like a subway stop. You know, it's like you're waiting for your train.
Sometimes you get good music.
Yeah, some the independent ones, because they're franchise owned and corporate owned,
Yeah.
and sometimes the franchise owned, you know, they can design it how they want. There's one in Topeka, I don't know if you remember, that the guy, it's a franchise owned, and he's got a whole 50s theme going in there. He's got like a 57 Chevy in the middle of it, and like an Elvis like life size standee and all sorts of things going on in there, if it's still there. But that's what adult collectors, the majority of people who buy Funko Pops, that's what they always wanted. That's why the ad icons were so popular.
Yeah.
You know, that's why when they did a line that connected with something from the past, like Terminator, or
They did Terminator?
yeah, they did Terminator, didn't they?
I don't know, cause
Oh, now I'm confused. They've made
just
too
throwing
many.
out
They've
stuff
made
now.
too many. I know they did RoboCop. They did The Crow, stuff like that,
You
older
did
stuff.
RoboCop?
Yeah.
Oh.
That don't make me second guess myself, because
I know they did
I
G.I.
don't-
Joe.
Yeah, I don't own one, so I'm not lucky enough to own it. So you know, like Yellow Submarine, they did. Don't confuse me. I know they did Yellow Submarine. She does that on purpose to throw me off, because they've made like 15,000
They did the
Funko Pops
Bee Gees.
now. No. No.
Are you sure it's
I'm
not
sure
one of
they
Barry?
did Kiss. They did
I think it's one
They
of
did
Barry
Kiss.
and it's one of Angus.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yes, they
You
did.
have some of those.
Yeah.
And those are why do you think those flew off the shelves like hotcakes? And then the other stuff you did, like Baywatch, sat there forever.
And Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the
I used to watch Saved by the Bell,
were
but
you
I
thinking?
did not want that pop.
You know, Screech became a porn star
Yeah.
and bragged about it.
And poor Lisa got bipolar.
Probably from the show. Probably when she found out that she didn't save any money from being on the show.
Mm.
But
Oh, yeah.
that's what we want to go back and remember. You know, that's what's key in a lot of adult collectors' minds. So it's a refreshing change.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can keep it up.
Yeah, hopefully they continue. It's still a lot of things that they can do. I think if they really think about it and reach back, they can pull some stuff out of there.
Or actually take some tips from the thousands and thousands of people who make comments on your Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, who criticize you harshly when you put out a lot of the stuff that you put out, and say, why are you doing this? Why don't you do this instead?
Maybe if I put
Somebody
on their
finally
Facebook,
listened.
where's Charmed? They'll put out a Charm set.
Don't do it. No. She's kidding. You know, if Charmed came out, would you buy it?
No,
All right then.
still. Somebody wants Charmed.
They can customize it, because there's already 100 pops that look like characters from Charmed.
Yeah,
Just a
that's
splash of
true.
paint here and there, and you won't
Yeah.
tell the difference.
All you need is the sisters with the black hair. Because all of them had black hair.
I don't remember.
You
who was
never
on.
watched Charmed.
No, it's something that I saw maybe an episode or two and said, "Oh no, I'm not watching this," and I don't remember it.
Oh.
I don't remember it. You know what was a cool retro set?
What?
The Sesame Street.
Yeah, I had that set.
Yeah, the Sesame Street. I like those.
They should do Reading Rainbow.
Mick LeVar Burton.
That's
like
the only person
they
that was
could
on the
make.
show. Well, that was the same with Mr. Rogers. They
Yeah,
only
Mr.
did him.
Rogers.
But they could have did the characters.
Well,
the
human
platypus.
characters aren't that interesting.
Yeah, the platypus, the owl, the
I
king.
would be interested in. Mr. Rogers on his own, I wouldn't be interested in, because it's just a guy in a sweater holding something so you know who he is.
Yeah.
And that too many pops are like that. If they weren't holding, oh, I'm standing here holding this, otherwise you'd have no freaking idea who the hell it is. And that's part of the problem. Really, that's part of the problem. But I would be interested in the core neighborhood of make believe characters.
Mm-hmm.
They've only ever been done in hand puppet form back in the late '70s, as far as I know. No one else has ever done it.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Well, now that Fred Rogers is dead and they already made him 1,000 times, maybe they'll reach into the make believe characters.
Yeah, Television Workshop will sell them out now
Yeah. And
because
they can make the little
that was
train.
really the thing, folks. If you ever wondered, Fred Rogers wouldn't allow it. He
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't allow it. Just like you wonder why there aren't that many Sesame Street products. There's a handful, really, of Sesame Street products from the '70s because Jim Henson wouldn't allow it. He said, "I'll authorize this and this, but no, we're not going there." The
Mm-hmm.
Muppets are for profit. Profit. That's why he separated Muppets from Sesame Street, with
Mm-hmm.
Kermit being the go-between.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he made that separation, because he didn't want the companies to profit off Sesame Street. See what happened after he died here.
Yeah, family sold
Yeah,
it all.
and that's all they do now is sell off everything from Sesame Street. If Elmo has a wand, the doll will be out next week. But yeah, the same thing with Fred Rogers. He didn't want them to be profited off of. He authorized only a couple of things, a series of hand puppets, and that was pretty much it. And also the trolley,
Yeah, the
as
trolley for the pop
for the
ride.
train. No, the trolley
It's a
for the
train.
train set.
Mm-hmm.
You remember? I can't remember who made it. Remember the wooden? Is it Bro? The
Who
the
knows?
wooden trains. You know the ones with the little magnets that connect them
Mm-hmm.
together.
Mm-hmm.
He authorized for the trolley to be made to integrate with that set, and that's pretty much it. I
Mm.
don't think he ever did much else. But hey, what do you think? I mean, are you interested in this new series? Is the retro line? Do you think that's the right direction to go for Funko?
Yeah, I
I
think it
mean,
also splits the audience because you have a younger group that picks up Funko, and
hmm
you have the newer stuff like Baywatch and whatever else, those video games, and then for the adults you'll have like those retro stuff. So I think
Baywatch is kind of retro also, but
it
it
didn't do
wasn't that
well.
interesting.
Yeah, but for the retro, then you have both of your core audiences
hmm
covered. You're not alienating one. You
And they
know.
have to go back to formula anyways, because this is something I've brought up in several Funko discussions when we've talked about it in the past,
Mhm.
is that they need to come up with something. They're publicly traded. They can't not make money, or they're doomed.
Mhm.
They'll go bankrupt if they can't keep making the same amount of money every year or close to it. They will go bankrupt, and
Mhm.
they'll be done. Or a Disney will buy them out, and then it'll really suck. But but they know that eventually Pops, the interest is going to die off. Sooner or later, it'll happen. I'm
Yeah.
not saying it could be next week, it could be 10 years from now, but sooner
Mhm.
or later, the interest is going to wane. It's going to drop off. They need something to replace it, and they have not found something to replace it yet. They've tried. They had the 5 star. They had the Dorbs. They had the
Lanyards,
yeah. Well, yeah.
lunchbox.
The keychain pops. Those don't
Yeah, the
really do very
T-shirts.
well. They had what, rock candy, that
Mhm.
didn't hold up. What was the other one? You got a bunch of them. The
What?
Japanese ones,
Oh, the
the
Hikaris.
Hikaris. Yeah,
Mhm.
those didn't pan out very well.
Mm-mm.
Pops, the Funko Pops, even the bobbleheads. Pops replaced bobbleheads. They forgot all about them. They let it go.
Mhm.
The soda cans, they're experimenting with it. I don't think it's going to hold up. I could be wrong.
Mhm.
But the Funko Pops are the only staple thing that they've been successful with. They haven't been able to replace it, even though they've tried, because they know eventually Pops are going to die off. So go back to formula and start with Pops again, and that's kind of what retro is right now. That's what it
Yeah.
looks like to me from a marketing perspective. So, folks, what do you think? Do you think this is a really good direction for Funko? Do you think it's going to help? Are these lines anything that you're interested in, or has it rekindled your interest like it did with us? Tell us about it in the comment section down below. We'd love to hear from you. Please do give the video a thumbs up if you get where we're coming from. Share it if you can. Subscribe if you're new, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We do a lot of discussions here. We do a lot of showcases and unboxings and all sorts of things. Not just Funko, obviously. We do a lot on this channel. Check it out. You might find something you like. Anything else you want to add?
Nope.
No, you're all done?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what more can I say but thanks for watching, and we will see you again soon.